Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, and my voice is pretty strong right now. We'll check with you later on this April the 22nd, 2023. Month is flying by. We will have 5 Saturdays, which means next Saturday will be 5th Saturday with Gene Smith and Dave Gabbert, and hopefully get some puns from Gene. We've got some other guests. This is kind of a special 4th Saturday. Normally these guys would be on 3rd Saturday, but we have Frank Barton and John Gordon in with us, and we've brought in some security now because it was expected to get rowdy in here in a little while, probably. But I don't know if I've ever had 2 Davids on at the same time, but it's always a first for everything. But we got our good friend David Best from Primary Tackle, the SYS Wilson out in Arlington. Good morning, David.
Good morning, y'all.
And there's another guy on here. You probably could introduce him better than I could. I mean, what?
We got Mr. David Beale on with us today, one of our local extraordinary fishermen.
There you go.
He's one of my Mississippi River. I think I'd call him my Mississippi River expert. So,
good morning, David Beale. All right, I got to meet David through his connection with the boat show and things along that line. He's done some seminars for me, so I got to associate between David Beale in a low voice and David Best with just a regular voice. I mean, that's what it is here. And of course, when you're surrounded by security, you feel pretty good. And Frank's over there with his own bodyguard right now. So Frank's hold it down.
Thanks, Larry. I'm
coming into you now because you and David, tell our listeners about this.
Oh.
Yeah, let's hear, because David Best listened in on this because John popped this on us just a little while ago.
Well, I in meeting David Beale, right before the boat show, we
did the show,
show, and I just thought, man, he would be a great subject for our DU Nation YouTube series. So we started talking about it, and David agreed to it. And like I said, we got a young kid as an intern over at DU who's going to fish with him, and they're going to go on McKellar Lake and kill it.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How about that, David Beale?
Yeah, it's going to be a great experience. I do very well on the Mississippi River. I was born and raised on the river bottoms, and I thought that John had an excellent idea, and we're going to execute that.
Well, a lot of people don't realize McKellar Lake. Now, you weren't born on a tugboat down there or anything like that, but, I mean, you've grown up fishing that area, right, David?
Absolutely. The way I know it so well is because I grew up hunting the bottoms.
You did? Okay.
And so, therefore, when you hunt the bottoms, you know every little crack and crevice.
Yes, you do. And David Best, your association with David Beale, how did y'all get to know each other?
We've just known each other through fishing tournaments over the years, and he's always been a good customer. You know, he's done a few little segments with me on different events, and he's just one of those characters that you just can't help but like.
Well, I know he's a great ambassador for fishing for this area, and loves to when he's not working his real job. And your real job, tell our listeners what your real job is, David Beale.
Oh man, it's beating down some doors, man.
You're in law enforcement, right?
Yes, sir. Serving the warrants.
And you've been doing that for how long?
I've been around 21 years.
Okay, so tell us about your fishing experience and how you got into that, and then I'm going to jump in with David Best a little bit. But tell our listeners how you got into fishing.
All right, real quick. Uncles of mine are from Greenwood, Mississippi, and they kept us out of trouble, actually. Pan fishing, actually.
Pan fishing,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I bought me a 202.
A Zebco.
Yeah, and I wanted to.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
I wanted to catch me some bass, man. I saw a couple of older guys that were friends of my uncle's bass fishing. And that ruined me.
You were ruined from them.
I was ruined.
Starting with a Zebco.
Absolutely.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised, David Best. A lot of people have probably started with the Zebco 202, the classic, and I still got one of those. I don't know if they're. you could go to buy them. I mean, you still buy them.
The 202, 303. They got.
Yeah, they are. And the 33.
The 33.
Yeah, the 33.
class.
Yeah, that's the one. So, so what makes David Beale a good fisherman, David Best?
I think it's partially just his persistence in general and just a lot of knowledge. I mean, the boy knows how to fish those little backwaters and what to fish and when to fish it, and has a lot of confidence in what he does. And that's, as you've heard me say 100 million times, confidence is the number one piece of what you're trying to do.
And that's why McKellar Lake is one of those places that doesn't just pop off the list for you. I mean, so you got to know how to fish McKellar.
Yes.
I mean, but I know Peanut Craft and all those guys, they know how to do it.
They do.
They know how to do it. But sometimes it's kind of a lost gem. A lot of people told me don't even talk about it, because they want to keep some of these things to themselves. So when you guys, John Gordon, picked out, did he say, let's go to McKellar? How did that?
Well, I thought we should do that. It's right here on the Mississippi River. DU's a Memphis headquartered entity, so I thought what better place to do it than right here on the river locally.
And so we're going for bass.
Mm-hmm.
We're going for bass. All right, now so let's talk a little about what's going on right now. You guys, David Best, at your place out there, a lot of things going on. Tell us what's going on at Primary Tackle and SYS Wilson.
So we've got a lot going on out here. We're in the middle of two major projects right now. So tomorrow, Sunday, from 1 to 4,
yes,
we're going to have our spring fishing kickoff for the year.
That's what
a little late, but we're having it. But so we're going to have Jimmy Washam out here with his boat and his truck doing some interviews and talking to some people. We'll have Justin Patrick out here with his boat, all rigged out. We'll have some other kayaks all rigged out here as well. And so then we're going to have every kid who comes up here tomorrow or between 1 and 4 is going to get a little free tackle pack, and we're going to get some baits and get a few things.
All right.
Every kid under the age of 18.
Okay.
So we want to get some kids out here that get some free
Bring your ID,
out.
kids. Don't show up out there 22 years old, and expect to get that. So anything free draws a crowd. And David Beale's waving at me over there. Okay, yeah. So this is 1 to 4 at S.Y. Wilson, the Primary Tackle, right there in downtown Arlington, as we like to say. And that's that building. How old that building again? You have to tell me every time.
It's I lose track sometimes, but this building was built in 1910 as it stands right now. The store's been here since 1893. So, but the current building is basically 113 years old, and
it's still haunted, right? I mean, there have been rumors that there are ghosts in that building.
Once again, it is not haunted. There's no such thing as ghosts.
Oh, people always ask David Best about that ghost that plays out there.
Oh yeah,
it's out there. If the ghost is out there, it's a fisher person. I mean, it's a ghost with tackle and everything like that. But Jimmy Washman's going to be out there. Good for Jimmy. That's great. 1 to 4, that's tomorrow afternoon. And
tomorrow afternoon.
Yes, and then, of course, local fishing. Let's talk that. Let's talk local bass fishing with my man over there, David Beale. What are you hearing?
Man, fishing been excellent lately, although all these heavy cold fronts and rains coming through. But
yes,
it's making really good for some good fresh backwater fishing in some of these lakes.
Yep.
I myself personally fished over the Old Town in Arkansas, West Helena. And,
been there, yeah.
Yes, man. Them big girls was up there, man. The cold front was pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
I got 6 bites all day.
6 all day?
All day. I got 6 bites, but they were 6 of the right ones.
Oh, okay, okay. So they weren't bad. They weren't bad bites. And I was wondering, and David, we'll ask a little bit local David Best, but the river, we're getting a lot of water.
Yes.
And I mean the folks up north are now. I don't know why anybody lives in Davenport, Iowa. They better have a sandbag because that seems like that place floods every year. And all the snow melt is coming down now.
Yes.
So what does that do to places like Tunica and McKellar and things like that, David Beale?
It actually makes it really good fishing.
It'll get water in areas that you don't normally have then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's one of my advantages on the Mississippi River. when those waters get bagged up, as me and John will find out here in a little bit, you're going to find out that them big girls, they pull back there and they hang tight and they bite. People think when the river get up and get muddy, they think that the fish don't want to bite on the river. But current activates bites. And that's what we want. That's what we're looking for. It makes for really good fishing this year.
All right, David Best, tell us locally other things, what's going on, if you've heard.
So, I mean, a lot of fish have beginning to spawn out. We're going to get some more spawns out of them over the next little bit, especially with these cool, that's the one thing these cool fronts keep doing is they keep the water temperature down. It's going to allow the fish to spawn multiple times during the course of the spring. So that's a fun part of it. So you can catch fish any way you want to right now. And that's the beauty of it. I've got guys buying kayaks and, fishing way back in the back of Archer Butler and Sardis and, waiting, pull a kayak back there and jump out in their waders and wade places that they can't normally get to, catching them like that. And, I mean, you got the same thing with the bass. I mean, everybody's catching fish. I'm seeing pictures every freaking day, and it's just killing me because I don't ever get to catch.
Well, you've got responsibilities. All right, tell them we're going to let you go, David Best. Tell them what the store hours are today, and then, again, tell us about tomorrow.
So store hours today are 9 to 6.
Okay.
The store hours tomorrow are 12 to 5. The spring fling is going to be from 1 to 4. And everybody, if you haven't looked at it, if you're a kayak fisherman, be looking at our St. Jude event coming up on May the 27th in conjunction with the St. Jude Bass Classic. So
and that'll be in Enid, right? That'll be
at Enid. Yes,
all right. And I think Jimmy Washington's going to be one of the MCs for the big St. Jude Bass Classic, if I'm not mistaken.
He is.
Yes,
sure is.
He did such a good job last year. They want him back, right? So that's what it is.
He's a good local hero.
He is. All right, David Best, thank you, man. Hang in there.
You.
We'll come see
That'll
you sometime.
Good.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a break. We want to keep David Beale in here because we got him here, man. We locked the door, so he's still here. So we'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.